Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of Nani. In episode we're discussing anime that we're currently watching right now. Today we're going to be talking about Fire Force Season 3, Episode 3, and as always, I'm going to be talking about the episode. And obviously, in the comment section, if I missed anything, please be sure to comment as well. And this episode right there, we could shoot to the action right there. We got Shimura and Joker fighting Captain Burns right there already, and this is not going to be an easy fight. Hell, they might even lose this fight, especially when Joker says, "Oh yeah, so Burns, he just pretty much like consumes heat. So the longer we fight him, the stronger he becomes right there. And yeah, Ryan can be for a tough fight." But it was interesting to see how, not interesting, but like Shinra really looked up to Captain Burns. It's like, yo, why are you doing this right there? Well, in order, for us to be closer to God, we'll have to, burn the whole entire place right there. Like we'll need sacrifice first. And everybody else here in Empire will be sacrificed, especially Captain Obi. Once you turn him into a once he eats its insect, he'll be able to be a fire, be one with God right there. We can just start all Empire all over again right there. And it's like, bro, like it's like religion is almost like obviously it's been a big deal in Firefox right there, but it's like the more you're stuck on this religion path, it can it's like everything else you do is everything else you do. It's like everything you do say is right. Everything else everyone does is wrong. Like they're not following your beliefs right there. They are not with God. They are the enemy right there. And I feel that's almost like with real life how some people take religion very seriously. And it's like if that's your belief, that is your belief. Like that is fine. You know what I'm saying? But the drag of people into it is just like but Kevin Burris right there, man. Like I said, disappointing, but it was also surprising to hear that Shima says, "Bro, you are like the closest thing I had to a father." And for you to do that, Aaron, so you saw Shima's look at his eyes as to see, like, as to why, Captain Burns is with, the White Cloud there, is with the Empire. So it's like, bro, why are you doing this right now, And we saw glimpses of like Captain Burns of like in action, in the early season, I believe, right there. But now it's like we're really gonna see why Burns is arguably like the strongest person of the Fire Force right there. But it's gonna be a tough fight for Joker and Shira, especially with the fact that they have to defeat Burns in a certain time limit, or because like I said, he gathers more heat and becomes stronger. So it's like the longer I keep this fight going on, the chance of you guys are winning just keep going down and down and down and down and down. So hopefully, they can come up with a plan right there. Now we see the rest of the squad that on the way to follow, to reach up to Shinra and Joker, and they hit a bump, and we see somebody on the ground right there. I'm like, yo, Arthur just got off the truck right there. Like, y'all are still like on the head right there. Y'all not see that he's not there with you guys. Like, what is going on, right? So they they made the entrance right there, and they're like, wait, where is Arthur? It's like, oh, we probably left him behind by accident on the train. And like Lieutenant's like, this is why I told you guys not to stand up on the wheel, not to stand up. In the back, it's like, wait, what? You're telling them to stand up. They're saying the same thing right there. So I thought that was like very, very very weird, right? Now, one scene that I thought was kind of interesting to me was that, anyway, so we have, you know, Kirima suffer, right? From what was called the gathering of the collective unconscious. And that really that really hasn't been explained right there, but she is suffering. And shout out Sharon, man. He is just Sharon treats this lady so nicely, and Hamu is just a complete dickhead towards this guy. And he's like he can't even watch, but as long as what they're doing right now doesn't like her suffer anymore, he's all for it. But he doesn't see he can't watch right there. And like Sharon's like a really yeah, he's on the wrong side, but like he's a genuine caring guy. If you're on his side right there, he will care about you, especially if you're her and Shinra. But like yeah, this coach treats him like garbage, and he just cares about her deeply, and he hates the fact that you are suffering right now, and it looks painful too. Like wherever this hum is going on right now, it looks extremely painful. Like, I want no parts of that whatsoever right there. Like anytime I see something like like drooling out their mouth and snot's coming out right there. Like it just looks painful. I said, I don't know how this whole gathering of the unconscious even works. Another thing that I'm curious about is like this whole uh this whole doppelganger thing. I don't know what's it about because they're gonna have Captain America use a doppelganger. I'm not quite sure where they're coming from with that. And then we see Hibana doing some research right there, and she's saying like the doppelganger. So I'm like, I'm a little bit confused. Like, did I miss that in season 1 or 2? Like this whole doppelganger thing, I'm kind of confused about that. Obviously, you guys let me know in the comments below, like if I missed something like that, because I feel still that that's something important that we'll have to see. That we'll have to see. We'll have to see what goes on in this season. Now, as I said, Squad 8 gets to the base, right? They said like a obvious right there, like blow up the ball, like, hey, we're here. Hey, we're here. So as I say, like, hey, we're here, right? Now, and those authors not there. And authors like their point guy, it's their point getter, right? I guess their DPS, right? And like, well, who's gonna be our point getter now that author's not here? Crap. And Tommy says, I'll do that. I have the speed because they're gonna be fighting gold. And she uses these what is it, like this metal object to control the it's she uses heat to control the metal objects right there, right? But yeah, Tamaki, the one thing that I'll say about the season is that I'm hoping that will be explained. Well, not explained, but like that we'll see something. Okay, how do I say this? I'm hoping that the season that Tamaki, steps up because yes, she is the fan service character. Every time we fight, her clothes are coming off, yada yada. Like she's basically like almost like a fairy tale character, right? I'm just hoping that she's able to step up and have her moment. Because quite honestly, really haven't seen much of a moment in throughout Fire Force. But hopefully, season 3, we see that. I feel as though, even though we didn't see a whole lot in this episode, I feel this could potentially be the start. Here's the thing: I love me some cat girls, and that's my cat girl right there, right? So I wanted to succeed right there, but I need to take seriously. I get it. Not all the time she's gonna be taken seriously, but it's like I need you to have these moments where it's like, you know what, you were on this team for a reason, right? You're the reason why people like you. Because as of right now, I feel as though a lot of people are like, well, people may like Tamaki for other reasons, but like other than that, though, it's like Tamaki, we need you to to step up. Hopefully this episode is a start of start not just this episode, but this whole entire season. Is the start of something that we see a different Tamaki right there. I'm hoping, like I'm really hoping we can see a better side of Tamaki in this season. I'm hoping. Cross my fingers. Cross my fingers. But yeah, the episode just ends like that right there. Like I said, Gold is going to be a challenge for them right there. But like I said, if they're able to defeat Gold before Arthur arrives, that will be great. I will like that. But like I said, you have that fight with Gold, and then you have Shinra and Joker fighting Burns. That's gonna be a tough one right there. So hopefully they can pull that one off. But yes, the decent episode right there. Nothing too crazy right there. But like I said, I just hope that Tommy has her moment. But the whole like doppelganger thing, and then this whole gathering of the unconscious right there, like mm, questions upon questions. But that's gonna be it for today. As always, folks, please give this a like, comment if I missed anything in this episode right there. Share the video. Be sure to follow me in my social media accounts in the description box below. And also remember what J. Cole said, everybody. Oh, also subscribe if you want to be part of the Dogs fan. But also remember what J. Cole said. There is no such thing as a life better than yours. Have a good night, everybody. Guys, have a good night. Have a good day, everybody. Take care.